Do you want to control the undead, create fear in enemies around you, or use necrotic spells against your foes? Maybe you don't want to be tied down by some oath.
You have broken your oath, Paladin.
Hey guys, Omaha here. Today I'm going to show you everything you unlock for the Oathbreaker Paladin subclass in Baldur's Gate 3. For levels 1 through 12. Alright, so you're going to start off as a paladin. Fueled by the oath you swore to uphold justice and righteousness. You are a beacon of hope in dark times. Well, not so much anymore. But you're going to get weapon proficiencies in simple weapons and martial weapons. This is going to add your proficiency bonus to attack rolls with these weapon types, which basically makes it easier to hit. And then you'll get light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, and shields proficiencies, which makes it so when you're wearing these armor types, it will not impose a disadvantage on your attack rolls or prevent you from casting spells. You'll get 2 actions, Lay on Hands and Divine Sense. Alright, so Lay on Hands will actually give you 3 actions. So you have Lay on Hands Greater Healing. It actually does your Paladin's level times 4 healing. So at level 1, 1 times 4 is 4. Level 12, you'll do 4 times 12, which is 48. Imbue your hands with divine power to heal a target. No effect on undead and constructs. Range of melee uses an action and 2 lay on hands charges. I'll just show you what that looks like really quick. Then there's lay on hands lesser healing. It does your paladin's level times 2 healing. So at level 1, that's 2. Level 12 would be 24. Uses an action and 1 lay on hands charge. And it looks basically the same. And then lastly, you have Lay on Hands Cure. Imbue your hands with divine power to cure all diseases and poisons affecting a creature. That has no effect on undead and constructs as well. It's melee range, uses an action, and 2 Lay on Hands charges. So for that, let me throw this poison bottle on him. Poisoned, then I'll cure him. Nice like that. Divine Sense is going to give you the advantage on attack rolls against Celestials, Fiends, and Undead for 2 turns. So the advantage will roll 2 dice and use the higher value, and attack rolls is what determines whether you hit the target or not. This will recharge on a short rest, and then it only uses a bonus action. So I'm going to apply that. Because these guys are undead, I have advantage now. He dies. And then you'll get the class feature Channel Oath charges. 1. You gain the ability to channel the power contained in your Paladin Oath, which you can use to fuel certain actions. And these are replenished by a short or a long rest. Then you'll choose your subclass. Doesn't really matter too much because you're going to be breaking your oath to get to the Oathbreaker subclass anyway. And then you'll apply your ability points. So keep in mind that strength is your primary ability for this class, but I would also focus on charisma because that has a lot of effects for the paladin. So charisma will be your spellcasting ability, and the amount of prepared spells you can have as a paladin is your paladin level plus your charisma modifier. It also buffs some of your abilities. I would try to get charisma to at least 16. And you'll notice in the video during recording this, I had my charisma at 15, and you'll see why it's probably better to go for 16 later on. You'll then apply your skill proficiencies, choosing 2 from athletics, insight, religion, medicine, intimidation, and persuasion. Alright, so how do you break your oath? Well, with all 3 of these, there's some small differences. Like with Oath of the Ancients, you can kill a non-aggressive animal, raise the dead. Oath of Devotion, you could attack a non-hostile creature or refuse to defend someone who's obviously in need of aid, or like deceive your enemies, like go for a peaceful resolution and then attack them anyway. Oath of Vengeance is a little more lenient than the other 2, I think. But honestly, overall, it's probably harder to keep your oath than it is to break it. And there is a sure way to break your oath with any of these, and that's to kill an innocent person. So that's what I'm gonna do. So here, I'm gonna murder Rika from the Druid Grove. It says oath broken.
Feels like I've lost something.
Alright, once you exit combat, you're gonna trigger a cutscene.
Spasm grips your chest. Your strength falters. An emptiness grows within you, Paladin. Something has been lost.
You have broken your oath, Paladin. At the close of day, I will be waiting for you. We have much to discuss.
Then what you'll do is go to your camp and talk to the Oathbreaker Knight, and that will trigger a dialogue.
I felt the moment of your liberation, the shedding of your bond. You called to me. I am here to show you the way.
So what you're going to do is just progress through this however you want, keeping in mind that you want to break your oath, since that's why you're here on this video.
By the desperate and the damned. It is a path I have walked since the moment I fell.
So just follow through whatever options seem like the right ones to pick for you.
You will walk it too, Oathbreaker. You swore to defend the defenseless, to stand as an emblem for all that is good and just in this world. Tell me, why did you abandon your oath? A silent betrayal. To know the reason for your fall is, perhaps, to know the shape of things to come. Take comfort in your undoing. I, like you, abandoned my cause. But much can still be achieved. Your oath is broken. The light within you fades. A new power is awakening.
And then at the end of the conversation, you can tell him you're ready and you want to become an Oathbreaker.
Do not
Or you can say, I don't want this, I want to remain pure.
surrender.
And that'll trigger another
Be
cutscene.
remade. Though born of a vile source, these powers can be used for good or ill. Your oath no longer binds you. The choice is yours alone.
And then you are an Oathbreaker Paladin. So if you try to respec as an Oathbreaker Paladin, you'll get this dialogue.
Thou hast broken thy oath. Before I can aid thee, thou must atone.
So you need to atone and become pure again. And to do so, you'll talk to the Oathbreaker Knight.
Speak, Oathbreaker.
And there's an option that says, I wish to take up my oath again.
It is possible.
So you can do that.
You must pay the agreed price. Material sacrifice is required to prove your words have substance. Do you wish to pay?
But it's gonna cost you. So the first time is 1,000, second time is 2,000, third time's 10,000, and I think it just keeps going up from there. And once you do that, you'll revert back to whatever subclass you chose before, and then you can then respec. Oathbreaker, you have broken your sacred oath in pursuit of power and ambition. Only darkness remains to fuel you now. This is going to give you the action Spiteful Suffering. So Spiteful Suffering is going to do 1 to 4 plus your Charisma modifier, necrotic damage. So with a Charisma of 15 currently, I'll get a +2 bonus. I recommend going to 16 Charisma personally, but for the video, for some reason I did 15. So if you had a 16 Charisma, it would be a +3, so you'd do 4 to 7 necrotic damage. But the target takes 3 to 6 necrotic damage each turn, and attack rolls against it have advantage. So this will last 3 turns, has a range of 10 feet, uses a Charisma saving throw, an action, and a Channel Oath charge, which recharges on a short rest. So now he has the effect Spiteful Suffering, and my turn. Takes 4 necrotic damage on his turn. And then you'll see now I have advantage on my next attack, so my chance of hitting went from 80% to 91%. Once you hit level 2, you'll get a health increase, 2 level 1 spell slots, and you'll get the actions Divine Smite weapon damage, Divine Smite reaction weapon damage, and Divine Smite critical reaction weapon damage. You'll also get the spells Command, Compelled Duel, Cure Wounds, Wrathful Smite, Bless, Divine Favor, Heroism, Protection from Evil and Good, Searing Smite, Shield of Faith, and Thunderous Smite. Then you'll choose your fighting style. Adopt a particular style of fighting as your specialty. So there's defense, which is passive. You gain a +1 bonus to armor class while wearing armor. Dueling, also passive. When you're wielding a melee weapon that is not two-handed or versatile in one hand and no weapon in the other, you deal an additional 2 damage with that weapon. Then there's great weapon fighting. When you roll a 1 or a 2 on a damage die for an attack with a two-handed melee weapon, that die is re-rolled once. Also passive. And then there's the passive protection. When you have a shield, impose disadvantage on an attack against your allies when you are within 5 feet. You must be able to see the attacker. And that's going to use a reaction. Then you'll be able to prepare 4 of those spells. Okay, so what Divine Smite's going to do, it's going to take your existing weapon damage. So for my longsword down here, it's 1 to 10 plus 3. So 4 to 13. You'll take that and add 2 to 16 radiant damage, which gives you the 6 to 29 damage total for Divine Smite. That's for the weapon I have now. And then it deals an additional 1 to 8 radiant damage to fiends and undead. So a skeleton here, he's undead, so it's going to do 7 to 37 damage. If you miss, it doesn't spend the spell slot, has a range of melee, uses an action, and a level 1 spell slot. All right, so here's what that looks like. It's 7 slashing damage and 14 radiant damage. Okay, and then the other two parts for Divine Smite, you go to your spellbook, and then to reactions, you have Divine Smite on critical hit. I would always leave it on. You can turn it on and off entirely. You can have it ask you. So when you get a critical hit, if this box is ticked, it'll pop up asking you if you want to apply the Divine Smite, and you can decline to do so and save yourself a spell slot if you don't think you need to apply Divine Smite. Or you can apply it if you want to just absolutely nuke who you're hitting. Same goes for down here. You can turn it off entirely. I like to have it on, but I also would highly recommend having Ask on as well, because what this does is it applies Divine Smite on normal weapon swings. If I just use a normal attack, it'll just apply Divine Smite if I hit, but it also works for opportunity attacks, and that's why I turn it on. Okay, so here I'm gonna end my turn. This guy's gonna try to dash past me. Then I'll be able to use my opportunity attack because I have it on Ask for that. Do so. I hit him, and then because I hit him, I can apply Divine Smite, which does 19 radiant damage. And then same thing, if I just do a normal weapon swing, hit him, it'll let me apply Divine Smite. I don't really care for that part of it because you can just click Divine Smite if you really wanted to use it already. Then when you miss, it just gives you back your spell slot anyway. But it's always nice to have options. And as far as upcasting goes, every level you upcast adds an additional 1 to 8 radiant damage. So level 1, you're adding 2 to 16. Level 2, you're adding 3 to 24. And then level 3, you're adding 4 to 32 radiant damage. And that applies also for the critical hits. You can toggle those additional levels on individually. If I get a critical hit, I can apply level 1, level 2, or level 3. I get to choose. This is important because on a critical hit with Divine Smite, it actually doubles the radiant damage as well. So you're potentially doing double weapon damage with your weapon on top of doing double damage on radiant. So take 8 to 26. Plus 8 to 64, and then you're doing 16 to 90 damage. Really good for bosses and potentially the best ability in the game. All right, once you hit level 3, you'll get another health increase, your third level 1 spell slot, and the class feature Divine Health. The divine magic flowing within you prevents disease from affecting you. You'll get 2 actions. Control Undead. Use the power of your oath to gain control over an undead creature. The undead will follow you around and attack your enemies. This will last until a long rest, and the target has to be a lower level than yours. Has a range of 20 feet, uses a wisdom saving throw, uses an action, and 1 channel oath charge. I'm gonna use it on the skeleton. So now he's controlled. You can't directly control the skeleton, but he will follow you around and attack anybody you attack. Here we got combat. I'll end my turn. There you go. And then you have Dreadful Aspect. Let your darkest emotions burst forth as a menacing pulse to frighten nearby enemies for 2 turns. So when they're frightened, they cannot move. Frightened entities also have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, so that's going to roll 2 dice, use the lower value. It's going to make it harder for them to hit you. Got a range of 30 feet, uses a wisdom saving throw, an action, and a channel oath charge. A pretty big range. Pop that. He was saved, so it doesn't affect him, but these 2 are now frightened for 2 turns. End my turn, so he can't go anywhere. He can still attack, and he has a harder time hitting you. And then you'll get 2 oath spells. These are basically just spells, but they're always prepared, so they're not going to count against your maximum prepared spells. So right now at level 2 or at level 3, I'll have 5 maximum prepared spells plus these 2 oath spells since they don't count. So Hellish Rebuke and Inflict Wounds. Level 4, you'll see that health increase. You'll get a 4th Lay on Hands charge, and then you can choose your first feat. At level 5, your health's going to go up again. You'll get your 4th level 1 spell slot, 2 level 2 spell slots, and then you'll get the class feature Extra Attack. Can make an additional free attack after making an unarmed or weapon attack. If you get this feature from more than one class, they don't add together. So that'll basically let you attack twice per turn. Then you'll get some level 2 spells. Aid, Branding Smite, Lesser Restoration, Magic Weapon, and Protection from Poison. And then you'll get 2 oath spells, so they're always prepared. Crown of Madness and Darkness. Then you can prepare up to 7 spells now. At level 6, your health's going to go up again, and you'll get the class action Aura of Protection. You and any nearby allies gain a bonus to saving throws. So that'll be permanent, and it's a range of 10 feet. All right, so here's Aura of Protection. It's going to give any ally within 10 feet of you condition aura of protection, and the bonus they get is based on your charisma modifier. So for me, with a charisma 15, that's a +2. If I get out of 10 feet from them, they lose the bonus, but once they get back within 10 feet, they get the bonus back. Then you'll be able to prepare 8 spells. So at level 7, your health's going to go up again. You'll get your 3rd level 2 spell slot, a class action Aura of Hate. You and any nearby friends and undead gain an additional 2 damage dealt with melee weapons. The aura disappears if you fall unconscious. So that bonus you get is actually a charisma modifier. For me, it's +2 currently. It's permanent and it has a range of 10 feet. All right, so Aura of Hate only works on undead and fiends, so I'm going to use it on this controlled skeleton that I just took over. And now he's going to get 2 additional slashing damage with melee weapons if he's within 10 feet of me. You'll also be able to prepare 9 spells now. Once you hit level 8, your health's going to go up. You'll get your 2nd feat, and then you can prepare 10 spells. All right, at level 9, your health will go up again. You'll get 2 level 3 spell slots, and you'll get the level 3 spells Warden of Vitality, Blinding Smite, Crusader's Mantle, Daylight, Elemental Weapon, Remove Curse, and Revivify. Then you'll get 2 oath spells, Always Prepared, Bestow Curse, and Animate Dead. And then you can prepare 11 spells. All right, at level 10, you'll get a health increase. You'll get another Lay on Hands charge, bringing you to 5, and you'll get the action Aura of Courage. You and any nearby allies can't be frightened. Aura disappears if you fall unconscious. That's permanent and has a range of 10 feet. Use that. And then when they're within 10 feet of me, they won't be able to be frightened. And then you'll be able to prepare 12 spells. Level 11, you'll get the health increase, your 3rd level 3 spell slot, and improved Divine Smite. Your attacks are suffused with Divine Might. Melee weapon attacks deal an additional 1 to 8 radiant damage. So your improved Divine Smite works with all melee weapon attacks. I hit this guy with my normal melee weapon. Gonna do 2 radiant damage plus the 10 slash, and it also applies to Divine Smite. So now my Divine Smite is gonna do 3 to 24 radiant damage at level 1, 4 to 32 radiant damage at level 2, and then 5 to 40 radiant damage at level 3. Then you apply that to crits and all that, and you're doing so much damage with Divine Smite. Then you'll be able to prepare 13 spells. Finally, we have level 12, where you're gonna get your last health increase and your 3rd feat. After choosing that, you can prepare 14 spells. All right, guys, that's going to cover everything for the Oathbreaker subclass for the Paladin. If you guys like this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys want to see more content like this. Let me know down in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like, what else you guys want to see from me. People have left really good suggestions, so I'm going to start experimenting with new things. Also, let me know if you guys want to see any other games. I just got Starfield. I haven't even tried it yet. Might end up streaming that one. Payday 3 is coming out soon. Maybe I'll start covering that. I'd like to experiment and start doing new things, so I still plan on covering all the subclasses in this game. I'm definitely not abandoning it. Just want to branch out a little bit. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.